Hey everyone, it's Jonathan here, founder of Driving Academy, and in today's video we're going to be talking about some trucking myths. This is going to be part 1 of the video, so make sure you like and subscribe to the channel to get part 2. Now, we hear this all the time, and we want to create this video to kind of make sure we understand what the actual truths are. I don't know if you remember seeing these old shows called The Mythbusters. I used to love seeing that show. When they learned about a myth and they kind of discovered, is it true, is it false? That's exactly what we're going to be doing today for you when it comes to the trucking industry. So the first myth that we're about to bust is going to be that truck drivers are paid pretty poorly. So that is a very outdated myth, and that's something that is no longer the case. Truck drivers, I'm not sure if you're aware, on average, they make about $75,000 per year. That's the average truck driver, which means half of them make a lot more than that. Half of them do make less than that. But you have to understand, this is an average truck driver. If you're just average at your job, you're going to make $75,000 a year. Now, if you come to the best CDL school in the country, like here at Driving Academy, we don't train average. We're going to make sure that you're much better than average, which means your results are going to get there as well. Now, the one thing you have to understand is you're not going to make all your money the very first year. First year coming out of school, you're talking $50,000 to $70,000 depending on the job that you land and depending on the work that you do, right? Now, once you have 1 to 2 years experience, very easy to get up to like 80 to 90,000. Once you have more than that, then you can get to the 90 to over 90 plus $1,000 being a company driver. Now, the cool thing is it does not stop there. If you want to make more money as a truck driver, you can start your own company. Get 1 truck, 2 trucks, create your fleet, and grow as much as you want. So if you want to be average, make $75,000 a year. If you want to be way above average, start your own trucking company and make multi-millions, and you'll be set, ready to rock and roll. And it all started by getting your CDL license. Another myth that we hear sometimes is going to be trucking is only for people who don't have any other options for careers, right? And that is where you are wrong. You would be surprised on who decides to get their CDL license and who decides to get into the trucking career. So we've had people who have come right out of jail and they need to get into this career because it's going to be hard to find something else, and they kind of just want to be on their own and they want something where they don't have to go back to school for a long period of time and get things going. But on the other side of the spectrum, the cool thing is we've had doctors come through our school, lawyers, we've had finance guys from Wall Street come in, and they all wanted to get into the trucking industry for many different reasons. Many of them is going to be the money. Hey, I know I can make a lot of money doing it, and let me just get into the field itself. There are going to be a lot of truck drivers out there that make more money than an average lawyer, which is very interesting. The other thing that you have to understand is going to be the stress. So doctors, lawyers, finance guys in Wall Street, those guys are going to be full of stress all the time. Sometimes people just want to reduce their stress, get behind the wheel, get paid a very good amount, and just be able to relax, and that's a great way to go. And other people want to see the travel, right? So we've had doctors who wanted to retire, get themselves inside the truck, and instead of paying to travel around the country, they want to actually get paid and travel around the country themselves. So the beautiful thing about getting yourself a CDL license is it does not matter what your past is, whether you're have a troubled past or your past is amazing. This is a great equal playing field and is open to all who want to participate. Another myth that we got to decide if we can bust or not is going to be truckers are always alone. So a lot of people have this idea that truckers are going to be inside the truck for months on end and they can't interact with any other humans at all. Now, there are going to be some certain truck drivers where this is true. And those truck drivers in most cases are people who want to be alone, and we all know those people. We all have those people in our family or friend circle who are super introvert. They just kind of want to do their own thing, and that's why they chose to do that. But a lot of people don't understand all the different ways that you can interact with other people. One, the simplest way is going to be interacting with other truck drivers. So when you're at a warehouse delivering or picking up a load, or especially when you're at a truck stop and you're fueling up your truck, going to get something to eat or anything like that, you're building a community of people around you. And the cool thing is, in the old school movies, they used to talk about a lot, but those CB radios, that's exactly how they interact with different truck drivers on the road and build that amazing community. Because once you actually get yourself into the CDL world and you start driving a truck, you actually become part of this cool family. And you actually start waving to other truck drivers, you start recognizing who they are, you start building a whole friendship. But outside of that, there's a lot of different ways where you don't have to be alone. For instance, there's something called team driving. So team driving means you and another individual are inside a truck. The truck is running pretty much all the time, and you guys are taking turns, whether you're sleeping and driving and that's how you can make a lot of money because the truck's always running, which means you're going to be raking in a lot of money per mile. The other way you can do it, there's going to be certain companies you can work for that can actually allow you to bring your own pets on board, so that means you don't have to be alone there. Can bring in a co-pilot with you. Can also, a lot of companies out there will let you bring in your spouse, your kids for the day or anything like that, so you can actually bring them on the road with you. And if you don't want to be on the road all the time, then you can just find yourself a local job, which means you're going to come home every single day, which means just like anybody else, you're going to go to work, you're not going to be with your family, and then at the end of the day, you're going to come home and then you're going to be with your family. So there's a lot of different ways on how you can handle that situation. Are there going to be truck drivers that are alone? 100%. Do they have to be? No, not if they choose to. And here at Driving Academy, we can help you decide which way you want to go. There's no right way or wrong way, but it is your choice, and that's the beautiful thing about it. All right, another big myth is that truck drivers are only for men, and this is a men's job and a man's career. Well, this is a huge myth. As we've opened up our school probably like 7 to 8 years ago, majority of our students are men, yes, but now we're seeing a much bigger percentage of women coming in and getting themselves a CDL license. If I was to kind of put a percentage on it, I would say 15% of overall students are women, which is an amazing thing. When we first started, it was virtually zero. You can actually start seeing in the industry as a whole, there's a whole lot of women getting into this field. And what winds up actually happening when it comes to students coming in, women versus men, women wind up passing the test much faster than men do. And for one simple reason. Women actually come in to learn, and they put their ego to the side. There's many cases where we have a husband and wife couple who come on into school with us, and we actually wind up training them on everything they need in order to pass their test. Their idea is, hey, they're going to either purchase a truck together and drive around the country together and make money, or they're going to go work for another company as a team driver, but they'll be together itself. That being said, 9 times out of 10, what winds up happening is on the first test, the woman passes, but the man fails, simply because of the ego that men have, right? So a lot of women are thinking, well, I can't drive these big tractor trailers. I can tell you, we've trained 4'11" females, 110 pounds, and they're driving these big tractor trailers like you couldn't believe. Now, the one thing that can limit you is going to be the manual transmission vehicles. So the beautiful thing about trucking today is 90% of all trucks on the road are going to be automatic, which makes it a lot easier for you to actually drive. So really, we'll teach you exactly what you need to know, even if you are a female, even if you're scared of driving. We can make sure that you're a professional by the time you leave our school here. So if you're a female and you're thinking about it's just men only, yes, majority is men, but it is very much open to females coming in as well. And if you get a good female driver out there, boom, you're going to be like hotcakes. They're going to want you all over the place, which means, hey, if you're working for that company, come work for mine. And that's the beautiful thing about being a truck driver. Whether you're male or female, if you're a good truck driver, you never have to look for work again because work is always going to be looking for you. And the myth number 5 that we're going to be talking about on this video, part 1, and again for part 2, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can see when part 2 actually comes out, is going to be that truckers have no work-life balance. So that is another big myth. So the cool thing about trucking is there's a lot of different opportunities of work out there. You're going to have 3 types of jobs. You're going to have over the road, which means you're going to be out for a few weeks to a couple months, traveling around the country. You're going to have regional, which means you're going to be out for about a week at a time. You're going to have local, which means you're going to be home every single day. Now, it all depends on what your life is going to look like, right? If you're somebody who likes to travel, then having a work-life balance to you means that you get to travel the country, go over the road, see all the sights, and get paid for it. If you're somebody who likes to be home, then a work-life balance for you means that you can stay local. Now, are there truckers out there that are doing over the road when they'd rather do local? Maybe, 100%. They haven't made the decision yet to change, or maybe the area that they're in, they can't really find a job. Maybe they're making too much money doing one thing or the other. But the cool thing is, as a truck driver, you have choices. Like I said, 80,000 jobs available out there. I'm sure one of those jobs you can actually find that fits all the needs that you need as a truck driver, as an individual. So I hope that this video helped you out to kind of reduce some of the myths that you might have from truck drivers itself. And if you're interested in getting yourself a CDL license because you're no longer fearful about these myths, check out our website, cdldrivingacademy.com. Again, cdldrivingacademy.com. Thanks, and I'll see you soon. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure you hit that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel. It's really going to help us out. Click on that button. And if you want to continue yourself on your road to freedom, here's more videos to watch. There's endless amounts. Hopefully we get to see each other one day very soon. Thanks.